Alright, and then we're going to pass in our query, which is going to be select all from projects. Alright, and then we're going to have a callback. Okay, and this is going to take a few things. It's going to take an error. It's going to take the rows that are returned and fields. Okay, so now we'll say if there's an error, then throw the error. And now we just want to render the index view, and we want to pass the rows variable to it. So we can do that with res.render. Alright, and the view is going to be index, and then we just want to pass in the rows. So we'll say rows is going to be equal to rows. Alright, so now we should be able to access that in the view. So we'll save this and go to index.jade, and let's go up. Okay, so the portfolio images start right here. Alright, so this represents one image right here, right? So what I'm going to do is just keep one and then get rid of the rest. We just need one for the loop. So we'll get rid of that. We can actually get rid of this too. Alright, so you should have from here to here. And let's see what we're going to do. We're going to say each row, and we're going to say I in rows. Okay, and this looks like it's already indented, so that should be placed in the each loop. Alright, now let's just change. Actually, there's really nothing that we want to change here. Let's just save this and see if it works. Alright, reload. Alright, so it is working, and the way I know that is because there's two, and that represents the two projects that are in the database. Okay, we don't have the actual image showing. We don't have an image for these entries yet. So yeah, actually what we need to do is, you can see that this link here goes to portfolio modal 1. The next one will go to 2 and then 3. Okay, that's how it's set up. And then down here where we put that second set of we put the modal content, where does it start? Right here. So you can see that portfolio modal 1, the next one is 2, the next one's 3, and so on. So what we need to do is make that number dynamic. If we don't, and we just leave this, they're all going to go to portfolio modal 1, alright, which we don't want. They'll all open the same exact pop-up or light box, whatever you want to call it. So we need to change this to represent I, because I is gonna basically go from 0 and then on until the loop's done. But we can't go ahead and do this. We can't do that, because if we save it and reload, actually maybe we can, but it's not going to work. Oh, that does work. Oh, you know what? It's never mind. It's down below where it doesn't work. Alright, so that's fine. So it's I, and now you can see that when I hover over it down here, you can see that it says portfolio modal 0 and then 1. So that's fine. But there is no 0. So if I click on this, it's not going to open. There is a 1, but now that's the order is just going to be all messed up. So we have to go down here to where the modal content is, which is right here, right below it. Oh, I didn't realize it was right below it. Yeah, so we have portfolio modal, and then we have the I. So down here, we want to set up a loop as well. Okay, so this represents portfolio modal 1, which goes down to here. Okay, so all the ones below that I'm going to get rid of. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Actually, I'll just go down like this. Alright, and we can get rid of that. Alright, and then I want to put this stuff in a loop as well. Okay, so we'll go each row I in rows. Alright. So let's try that. Alright, so I think that worked. Let me just look at the source here. Got modal 0. There's 1, 1. Yeah, so you can see that the two from the modal are both 1 because it's just written in there. It's just static. Alright, it's coming from, where's it coming from? Right here. Alright, so we need this to be I as well. Okay, so if I go like this, like we did up here, and save and then try to reload this, we get an error because you can't just stick the I right in like that. Okay, what we need to do is we need to say, basically what this is, it's a div with an ID of portfolio modal and then a number. Alright, so for this to be able to work, we have to change this to div and then set the attribute, set the ID attribute in the parentheses. So it'll be ID equals, and then I'm going to grab this, cut that out, throw that in there, and this format should work. So let's try that. Alright, so there we go. And now if I click on portfolio modal 0, it does nothing. Oh, I think I know why. Let's see, div ID. Yeah, I still have this hashtag thing at the beginning, so I'll get rid of that. And now you can see that portfolio modal 0 is opening the correct one. And portfolio modal 1 is as well. Okay, and then the more we add, it'll be 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so now everything's lined up good. Basically, what we need to do now is just make this content dynamic. So to do that, we're going to go to this first loop here. Now, the only thing here that's going to be dynamic is the image, because we don't have any text or anything. And the image is going to be right here, and you can see it's pointed to cabin.png. But we can change this to be pointed to, you want to use this syntax with the hash symbol and then the curly braces. And we're going to say row.image. Alright, and that's going to pull the image name out of the database. Now we don't actually have an image called 1.jpg or whatever we put, so it's not going to show up, but the functionality will be there. And then down here, we have this loop. We're going to replace a few things. Okay, project title. Okay, so right here we're going to put row.title. And what else do we have? We have the image. Okay, same thing here. That's going to be row.image. Here we have the description. So what I'm going to do is let's delete this and just go to the right of this P and say row.description. Okay, and then client, let's see, we're going to just get rid of this. Alright, let me just copy that. Okay, get rid of this. Alright, and that's going to be the date. Actually, yeah, so that'll be row date. We're going to format that later on. Service. So I'm going to get rid of this and put this in service. Alright, so let me save that and reload. Okay, so you can see now the images aren't being displayed because we don't have those images. Okay, but if I click on it, you can see same thing here, but the description is now coming from the database, the client, the date, which is in a horrible format by default, we'll fix that, and also the service. So we know these are coming from the database. Project 1, if I open this one up, it's project 2. Okay. So the front end is essentially done. Actually, you know what? Let's format the date now just so we have it complete. Okay, so we want to go down to row date, and we're going to use moment, which is the module that we installed. And let's see, how do I want to format this? I think we have to say moment, and then surround the date. And then we want to say dot format, and then we put in the format we want to use. So I'm going to do month, day, and year. Alright, let's see if that works. Yep, so you can see date, and now we have a nicely formatted date. Alright, so that's it. That's the front end. In the next video, we'll start on creating the back end where we can actually add projects.